Hello, everyone, and good evening. I'll call to order this meeting Thursday, August 28, 2025. If you could all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Brian Wimmerskirchen.
Here.
Kari Miller.
Here.
Tom Berg.
Here.
James Wilsapka.
Here.
And Scott Palava.
Here. All right, tonight's agenda goes all the way to 10I. Is there any additions, deletions, or corrections to the agenda?
Move to approve the agenda.
All right, motion by Palava,
Second.
second by Miller. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, there are no minutes, there are no public hearings. Presentation of citizens' petitions and comments. Comments limited to 2 minutes. So if you're not on the agenda, now is your time to speak. All right, approval of the consent agenda. Tonight's items are monthly and additional bills, treasurer's report, board and commission minutes. Consider approval of a Minnesota lawful gambling LG 240B application to conduct excluded bingo submitted by the Lions International Lonsdale Club. Does anybody want any of these items removed to be considered during new business?
I'm just curious, the supplement here, is this part of the treasurer's report?
Yes.
Okay.
Monthly bills and then the additional bills.
Okay, is there something that's changed from what we had in the packet with this?
No, they're just the additional bills.
Okay, perfect,
Above and beyond what was in the packet.
perfect. I don't need it pulled, I just wanna make sure we weren't, like, missing something specific.
Yep, I can appreciate that.
Motion to approve consent?
All right, motion by Wormelskirchen,
Second.
second by Palava. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, there's no old business on to new business. Consider approval of application for payment number 6 in the amount of $3,325 for the City Hall remodel project. Joel Erickson, City Administrator.
All right, thank you, Mayor and members of the council. This is, as the mayor just said, application for payment number 6. It's the amount of $3325 payable to Metcon Construction for the City Hall remodel project. The only thing that is included on the pay application is electrical items. And the only remaining payment to be made would be the 5% retainage. As of now, not accounting for the City Hall, the old City Hall sale, the project's under budget by approximately $116,500 or 6.5%. Alternatives would be to not approve the proposed pay application. And then included with the staff report is the application. Unless there's any questions, staff would recommend approval of application for payment number 6, the amount of $3,325.
All right, very good. Thank you. Brian, you got anything?
Nope.
Kari?
Nope.
Jamie?
Nope.
Scott?
Under budget, yay.
Yep. All right, entertain a motion.
So moved.
All right, a motion by Palava,
Second. Oh, gee.
the second by Wilsapka. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right. Consider approval of change order number 6 in the amount of $542.66 for the City Hall remodel project. Joel Erickson.
All right, thank you, Mayor, members of the council. As we just stated, this is change order number 6, amount of $542.66, and what it is for the existing window that was in this room, changing out the sill to match the 3 that were added. Has an impact, again, of $542.66. We just talked about the project with this change order being about $116,000 under budget. Alternatives would be basically none. The work has been done. Included with staff's report is the proposed change order. And unless there's any questions, staff would recommend approval of change order number 6 in the amount of $542.66.
All right. Kari, you got anything?
Nothing.
Jamie?
Nothing.
Scott?
Just the question, why, was the material not available? That's why they couldn't match it originally, or was it faded?
That actually is the only sill that we swapped out new.
Okay.
So it was an existing window, so it had the beige still like all the other windows in City Hall.
And we just opted to just go with a different color, or
Correct.
it couldn't have matched or whatever?
No, it's like
Okay.
brown and white.
Okay, got it.
So-
All right, that's all.
I mean, it's that window right there. It's like, well, it'd be kind of noticeable, like, why wasn't this done?
Okay. That's all.
Okay. Brian?
Nope, nothing.
All right, entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Miller,
Second.
second by Palava. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, consider approval of a memorandum of agreement between the City of Lonsdale and Law Enforcement Labor Services, Inc., Local 369, or police officers, wage increase. Joel Erickson.
All right, with the recently completed classification and compensation study, the city's pay scale was revised by removing the first 4 steps and adding 2 to the top end. Based off information included in the study, police officers were placed on the new pay scale at grade 11, specifically between steps 5 and 11. The changes is for wages for both 25 and 26. The proposed COLA, which has been included in the preliminary budget that the city council has been discussing, is proposed at 3% for all employees. By approving the proposed MOA, the city council is amending the pay scale in the current collective bargaining agreement that we have with police officers, making the amendment effective. It would actually be August 31st, which is the first day of the next pay period on Sunday. Other than that, no other terms or conditions of the agreement are changing. Overall, the fiscal impact to the city to implement the study through the end of 2025 is about $75,000 citywide. Alternatives would be to not approve the proposed MOU, and then included with staff's report is the proposed MOU. It has been presented to, reviewed, and signed off by the police officers, so they are in agreement with it. Unless there's any questions, staff would recommend approval of the memorandum of understanding between the city of Lonsdale and LELS police officers wage increase.
Very good. Scott, you got anything?
No, I think it was covered at multiple meetings prior, so.
Brian?
Okay, so this goes through the end of 26.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, otherwise we'd be bringing it back in
For a second one, I
a
know,
couple months.
yeah, I know as the HR committee, we had a discussion about, is it 1, is it 2, do we do 2 separate ones? But, okay, good, I'm glad. Make it simple and everybody's in agreement, so, thank you.
Gary?
I just think that it's definitely needed, and I wish we could go even higher on the pay because the service that you guys provide is priceless. So thank you.
All right, thank you. Jamie?
I'm good.
I do want to thank our chief, Brian, and Joel. We put some hours in after the last council meeting and really kind of hashed this through, so I appreciate all your time and really answering a lot of questions. So I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
All right, motion by Wormskirchen.
Second.
Second by Miller. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, consider approval of application for payment number 2, the final in the amount of $8,286.93 to BKJ Land Company for the 2024 Trail Improvement Project. Joel Dornfeld, Public Works Director.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. The contract for the 2024 Trail Improvement Project was awarded to BKJ Land Company on July 25th of 2024. The construction for this project occurred in September and October of last year, with the final restoration and establishment completed this year. The project included trail improvements along Ash Street Northeast and 8th Avenue Southwest. BKJ Land Company has completed all the work on the project to the city's satisfaction and submitted the following required documents. Satisfactory, showing the contractor has complied with the provisions of Minnesota statutes 290.92 requiring withholding state income tax. Evidence in the form of an affidavit that all claims against the contractor by reasons of the contract have been fully paid or satisfactorily secured. Consent of surety to payment to final payment certification from the contractor surety to your maintenance bond that extends from the date the council accepts the work for final payment, which would be from August 28th, 2025 to August 28th, 2027. This is identified on the bond. The fiscal impact is the recommended final payment of $8,286.93, represents the final payment for restoration, establishment, and punch list item completion, along with the release of retainage being withheld until final documentation was provided. The original contract amount at the time of award was $159,961.75. And the final contract amount is $141,302.67. The alternative would be to not approve the final payment. The recommendation is to approve payment voucher number 2 to BKJ Land Company in the amount of $8,286.93. If there are any questions, I would be happy to answer.
All right, thank you, Joe. Brian, you got anything?
I just like the continuing theme of under budget.
Yeah.
All around, everywhere in the meeting tonight. It's been good.
Gary?
Same.
Jamie?
Same.
Scott?
Work looks good. Happy with the results.
Yeah, that was my question. How do they do?
Working with Tom at BKJ, I like those guys a lot.
Yeah.
He's the type of contractor that reaches out to you.
Oh,
You don't
nice.
have to reach out to him, so.
Must be a
It's always a
tough.
pleasure working with him.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Joe. Great job. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Palava,
Second.
second by Vaseka. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, consider approval of ordinance 2025-333, an ordinance amending ordinance 2024-322, an ordinance amending city code, accessory buildings, structures, and uses. Corey Hinzabera, Community Development Planner.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and good evening, City Council. The public hearing for ordinance 2025-333 for accessory building structures and uses was held at the August 18, 2025 Planning Commission meeting. Staff did not receive public comments prior to or at the public hearing. Updates to the city code 153.007 include the following. With the incorporation or with the passing of the chicken ordinance earlier in the year, it is now incorporated into the accessory structure, as incorporated chicken coops do not apply in the shed definition. We clarified accessory uses or structural not permitted in wetland buffer. And the biggest change here is the removal of exterior color shall not be the same, or removal of the exterior color shall be the same as a principal structure. That is no longer proposed or in this ordinance. And then the incorporation of shipping containers. We had at the last meeting, we had quite the conversation on that. Shipping containers to max. This would also include the content of the owner and contact information. The recommendation, the Planning Commission is recommending the City Council to approve the ordinance 2025-333, an ordinance amending ordinance 2024-322, and ordinance amending City Code 153.007, accessory building structures uses. Once the council approves the ordinance, it will go into effect when it's published in the official newspaper on September 9th, 2025. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Corey. Jamie, I'm gonna let you kick this one off. Put a lot of time into it.
Yeah, we did, and everybody likes that we removed the exterior color. It has to be the same as the principal structure, because some of these didn't make sense. It's pretty hard to take a plastic structure and paint it to match your house. It'll last for a couple months and it's gonna peel right off. And the shipping containers, yes, there was a lot of discussion, because if you rent a pod for 2 months, we originally had it that it had no writing on the container, but it's a rented container. You can't really go and remove their writing off the container. That's why it says owner of the container. And that's about all I've got.
Well, thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you.
Scott?
Yeah, the only question I had was that on the owner of the container information, but that makes sense. So, that was something that I actually brought up a number of years ago that, I think actually we had one in downtown that was an area of contention. And we wanted to look to see about getting these allowed at that time, but, yeah, no, I'm glad to see that moving forward.
All right, Brian?
On the shipping container thing, so if somebody goes and buys a shipping container, it says Hyundai on the side of it, they have to paint it then and put, okay.
Correct.
Just want to make sure that I'm clear on that. And then the only other question I have is, I can't for the life of me think of what would be a temporary structure. What's a good example, just out of curiosity?
Councilmember Miller? No.
She was ready.
I was.
The example has been brought up several times with a situation located in the city. This is a metal structure with a canvas top that's been in somebody's, or that's,
Oh, for a carport type situation?
yes,
Gotcha.
exactly.
Okay.
Without the sides.
Without the sides. Thank you,
Canopy,
Councilmember
canopy.
Vasavka.
Like a
Awning?
tarp
Yeah,
cover.
yeah, okay. That's all I had, I was trying to think about what would be, because, I mean, you could argue that a shipping container could be a temporary, but we're only allowing shipping containers, I'm assuming pods are fine because people put them in their driveway to move. That would classify as a temporary structure. I guess, I mean, is there some kind of gray area? I mean, we talk about pods, right? If I'm moving, I might have it for 30 days. I mean, I'm not moving, but like, if somebody's moving 30 days in their driveway, are they in violation of any ordinance with that?
So we have those around town and we get calls, we direct them to the PD if they're gonna put them in the street and just safety cones, things like that.
Okay.
Really, from staff's perspective, it's, permanent, shipping containers
Gotcha.
that, they're, waterproof, pest-proof and.
They're using a
Pretty
supplemental
solid.
storage without having to add on to their building.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it. Okay, thank you, that answers my question.
All right, Curry?
No questions.
One of the things I wanted to ask about the shipping container side of things, is this gonna be able to be used when people are developing houses? They're gonna be able to store their construction equipment in?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Okay.
in the past, contractors have done that.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that that was okay. So,
Yeah, I guess we classify that something similar to if someone was moving.
yeah, okay. All right, entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
I have motion by Vasipka,
Second.
second by Miller. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, consider approval of rezoning of 415 Central Street West, Lonsdale, Minnesota 55046, or Old City Hall, from public facilities and government PF to limited business B1. Back to you, Corey.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This was a request of the city council to expedite or to move the sale of 415 Central Street West, the Old City Hall. The public hearing for the rezoning of the Old City Hall was at the last Planning and Zoning Commission meeting on the 18th. The intention is to rezone the Old City Hall before listing it to potential buyers. Buyers know what uses would be permitted and close the sale quickly without having to go through the zoning process. Mr. Mayor, no public comments were received prior or at the hearing, and the commission is in support of rezoning 415 Central Street West. So, Mr. Mayor, I am looking for a recommendation tonight to approve Resolution 2025-35, sir.
Very good. Curry?
Nothing.
Jamie?
Nothing.
Scott?
Nothing.
Brian?
Nope.
All right, entertain a motion.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Vasipka, second by Warner. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, here we go. Corey, are you ready?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes.
Consider approval of Resolution 2025-36, a resolution appointing Founder's Day Committee members.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Councilmember Miller. Per the direction of the council from the August 14, 2025 meeting, staff advised and received 5 Founder's Day committee applications. They are in your packet tonight. The deadline for the applications was Friday, August 15, 2025, and interviews occurred the following week with Mayor Berg, Councilmember Miller, and myself. By approving Resolution 2025-36, the council is appointing the following new committee members for the Founder's Day Committee. Shon Hoy Borgren, otherwise she goes by Grace.
Yes.
Stephen Cherney, as you know, Michael Harding from Planning and Zoning, Joshua Hillen, and then Sophia Orluck. There's no fiscal impact to the city for filling the appointed positions. And I just want to thank Mayor Berg and Councilmember Miller for sitting in on these interviews, and they were great.
Yep, I agree.
Thank you, Corey, for all your work on it too.
Thank you.
All right, Scott, I'll kick it off with you. You got anything you want to add?
No, look forward to see the progress that takes place.
Brian?
Nope. Well, actually, one question. Did we determine, is this gonna be like an advisory board where we have to put together bylaws and stuff like that?
I was thinking in time we'd do that. This is just the,
Right, yeah. So do they, I mean, I guess,
We asked them if they would like to be a part of the advisory board, and all of them came back and said, yeah.
okay, so the process for generating bylaws for a new committee, is that done at the council level, or is that done at the committee level? Or board level, I guess?
Staff would draft
Right.
them and present them to the board.
Okay.
And then it would be an ordinance, just like our planning commission and park board.
Okay.
So it will eventually come to the city council.
Gotcha, okay.
As a recommendation from that.
Perfect, okay. That's all, that's the only question I had, just kind of that process.
Yep. Okay, Terry?
I'm just really excited. It's gonna be a great crew, to bring back some celebration around Founder's Day of Lonsdale and celebrate our history and families that started this whole town. So I'm excited.
All right, Jamie?
I'm good.
All right, I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do. They're all excited, and I know Corey's just as excited, same with liaison council member Kari Miller.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
I'll be excited to see what you guys can do, and I'll make the motion for this. So look for a second.
I'll second.
All right, second by Miller. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, motion carries. Thank you, Corey.
You're welcome, sir.
Consider approval of a quote submitted by SMSC Organics Recycling Facility of the amount of $8,500 to grind and remove the brush pile at the compost site. Joe Philip.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. Staff received a quote from SMSC Organics Recycling to remove the brush pile at the compost site. They've been doing this since 2021, and they do a great job. Staff recommends hiring SMSC Organics Recycling to get rid of the brush pile at the compost site. The work includes mobilization, grinding, and hauling the wood chips or brush pile away. The work does not include hauling the yard waste piles. I have listed here previous 5 years of pricing. I was told the trend was going to be rising substantially, and I was pleased to see that we actually went down from last year's price with a bigger pile. So that was good news. Same as always, Davy Tree and Rock Hard Landscapes. They just respectfully declined to give bids. They're just not in the area as much and can't compete with SMSC's pricing. So the recommendation is to continue work with SMSC Organics and hire them to get rid of our brush pile for $8,500.
All right, Brian.
Is there ever any value for any of this wood chip to like a landscaping, you know, some of those places where they chip up stuff for mulch or anything like that? Is there any value?
So there used to be value in it for the incinerators in St. Paul.
Yep.
Depending on the cleanliness of it, so they grind it at our site,
Okay.
and then they take it back to their site and grind it again and separate it
Sure.
to dye it
And
and
clean
clean
it,
it,
basically,
and make it into landscaping mulch. The value that we realize is it's $8,500 instead of
So they're
$14,000.
So they're planning on
Yes.
using it as mulch if possible.
Correct.
Okay, so this is kind of a subsidized price. Like, hey, we have some stuff, you grind it up, they know, we're essentially a supplier to them at that point, to a degree.
To a degree, it used to be more so. I mean, if you look back at 2020,
Yeah.
6,400. I don't remember, Joel, maybe you do. It might have been to the point where it was less or even barely any cost to the city when that incinerator was going because they would get
Yeah.
paid from them for
Right.
those loads.
Right.
So with that operation shut down, we are realizing a cost every year.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of the business norm to, it's all accounted for, I guess. Is the way to put it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we gotta do it, otherwise it's just gonna become a disaster, because we're gonna run out of space. I like the fact that when we talked about this, I think at the last meeting, it was mentioned that, hey, that compost is available for anybody in town to take, use for their gardens. I think we should all try to be more vocal about that as we're talking to people around town, because I know I'm guilty of not, but I think, you know, that piece of it, I know we're not talking about the yard waste, the compost side of it, but, you know, eventually that could get filled up too if people aren't removing it. I mean, it compacts down more, but I mean,
And we keep a pretty steady rotation,
Okay.
just using it with
Around
Public
town,
Works.
sure, okay.
So
but it's available for the community as well.
it certainly is, and you know, we appreciate everybody keeping it clean.
Absolutely.
The cleaner it is, the better product that we can provide for the residents.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and it's great, because I mean, I was up there just this past weekend, and, you know, there's always a couple people up there, and, you know, people do a really good, I wish people did as good a job with the cardboard as they do at the compost site. That's what I'd like to say. I mean, people are great at the compost site, so appreciate that.
All right, Gary,
Nothing.
Jamie,
Nothing.
Scott.
Just the other thing about the brush and stuff, you know, we are going into fall, it's kind of backyard bonfire or campfire season, whatever you wanna call it. You know, people can lop off branches and stuff and use that instead of having to, you know, buy logs and, or, you know, firewood or burning up pallets or whatever. Get rid of some of that.
Yeah,
help
just
reduce-
don't burn it up there.
No, no,
I will caution everybody
Yeah.
on that, it cannot leave the county.
Yep.
Oh, because the ash stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, gotta be in a quarantine area.
Yep, so don't think you can grab a load of wood at the compost and head
go,
up
go
north.
camping. No, I'm just thinking local, you know, when you're having your little fire in the
Right.
backyard, you know, it's, you don't need, 18-inch logs, but you can get away with some limbs and some smaller stuff, so.
Very good. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Valava,
Second?
second by Wormskirchen. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, on the last item, consider approval of a quote submitted by Midwest Machinery in the amount of $11,900 for a Pronovast?
Pronovost.
I was close. A snow blower attachment. I'm assuming that's you again, Joe.
It is. Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. Last winter of 24-25, the snow blower attachment for our John Deere 1585 was broken beyond the point of repair. This blower was purchased in 2017 and has been an essential piece of equipment for removing snow on sidewalks, ice rinks, and trails. Staff is recommending the purchase of a Pronovost 60-inch blower from Midwest Machinery. The snow blower is built much heavier and is geared more towards commercial use compared to the John Deere 60-inch blower that we have used since 2017. This Pronovost blower will mount directly on our 1585 with no modifications. I just want to note this particular snow blower is a brand new 2024 model that is on state contract pricing. The 2025 model, the only difference is the price. So Midwest Machinery happens to have this one particular left. So the city would realize a savings of about $900 to get this 24 model. Spoke with a bunch of other cities and tried this thing out. This thing is
it's the real deal. We always kind of joke at Public Works that the one we had, which was amazing, but it was the homeowner edition, and this is the commercial edition. So, I'm recommending approval to purchase this from Midwest Machinery for $11,900. The funding for this blower has not been budgeted for in 2025, as it broke in 2025. But there is funding possible from 2025 projects that have been completed under budget for the purchase of this blower. Talking with the city administrator, you know, if this is a purchase that we can make now, it is coming off of the budget for 26, but one way or another, we need this. So, if you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
All right, thank you, Joe. Curry?
Nothing. We need it.
Jamie?
It's in stock, ready to go.
Ready to go.
Is it red?
It is green.
It'd look really good with some red up against that green.
Christmas crew.
Look like a children's book.
Yeah. Put lights on it, put it in the Monty Parade for Parade of Lights.
All right, Scott?
Yeah, just like, you know, hey, new old stock. So I like that, reduced price for that, so that's awesome.
Ryan?
Can snow anytime in 25, so we don't want to wait till 26.
Joe, are we picking this up? I didn't see any shipping costs or anything.
It's in Northfield.
Yeah, so you're just gonna drive and
Yep.
throw it in the truck? Are you gonna take your truck? Or did we get the new one yet?
The new one has not arrived. That is probably, I think, mid-October is when the shipment for that is.
Okay.
Are you offering to go pick it up?
No, I was just saying, put a scratch in Joe's, not the new one.
I like to see how this is gonna work on my driveway.
Yeah.
I don't know that it will.
All right, I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
I have a motion by Plow,
Second. Oh,
second
you
by
have-
Miller. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, department and council reports. I'm gonna kick it off with you, Jason.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor and members of the council. The Wellhead Protection Plan Part 2 is underway. Bolton and Mink is working on that. And we've set up a meeting with city staff to look at preliminary data and preliminary figures later this month, or rather next month in September. I've been working through a handful of grading plan reviews. And then the last item I had was that Bolton and Mink submitted a proposal for the wastewater treatment facility improvements. That's being reviewed by Mr. Erickson and Mr. Dornfeld, and we're hopeful to bring that to council at the next meeting, the first meeting in September.
Would that just be a discussion?
It's a proposal with two options, two alternatives, so the discussion would be kind of which path forward the city would like to take.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, thank you, Jason. Joe, what do
Mr.
you-
Mayor, just one thing, I really enjoy working with Jason. He's turning around my grading plan reviews, basically like that. So top-notch service. Thank you, Jason.
Yes, and thank you for the work, for, you know, helping us out with the water tower for the bonding bill too. I mean, you're just always consistent and you're there for us and you show up. Thank you for that, Jason. Joe, I'm gonna throw it on you now. What do you got for an update?
We've been firing up the blacktop crews again, getting some patching done. Jordan is complying with our chloride variants. We have a sampler that UC Labs was nice enough to lend to us that we have in manholes. We've been doing various manholes around the southeast part to try to find the source of our high chlorides. So he's been working on that. Our lead and copper results came back yesterday, I believe. Good news, 3 years in a row, the city has not exceeded lead and not exceeded copper. Lead has never been an issue. Copper in the older neighborhoods, depending on your plumbing, has been. Both passed, 3rd year in a row, means we go to a less strict monitoring period. Good news all around for the city. I would like to thank every resident. There's 20 residents that can help us out with this test every year. So thank you for doing that. I know it can be a cumbersome process. Tomorrow we got a big day. We're putting the final touches on the booster station, pouring some concrete around the building. And I'm happy I don't hear any crickets, so
I was waiting for
Only
it.
when no one's here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you find them or?
we declared war.
Yeah. How's the chloride variance going?
Good. We met, maybe 2-3 weeks ago with the MPCA. Kind of a checkup to see how we're doing. Maybe a little, heads up. We're looking for this, and we were doing it. Just give it to them. But all in all, Jordan's really kind of been the ringleader with the whole thing, giving him the resources he needs to succeed with it. But it's been going great. I don't want to jinx ourselves, but as far as involvement, I thought it was going to be a lot more. But Jordan's been really taking the brunt of it, so maybe I'm just not realizing it, and Jordan is. But he's been doing a good job. And I guess smooth is the best way to put it.
Yeah, so we're on track for what the state's wanting us to be at.
Yeah, there's an action tree. It's 15 years of that variance that's laid out into 3 5-year increments, and every increment has tasks that we need to complete, outlets that we need to provide for the residents, and things like that. And I kind of have told Jordan, and he's been doing great. I want to attack. So I would rather get it to the MPCA. That checkup that we had, that meeting was great, just to make sure we're in compliance, because that's a scary number if we don't follow that variance. So hopefully with this sampling that we can gather some evidence and narrow down what the source is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of the goal of it right now. Whether we find it or not, I guess is to be determined.
Yeah, I appreciate all the work that you and especially Jordan puts in. Jordan is the man. Really good hire, really good man for the job.
Just call him Aquaman.
So, all right, Joe, thank you for that
Just let
update.
him know that I promised to pick up my own sample bottle next year. He doesn't need to. That was on me, I'm sorry.
All right, Corey, on to you now.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As previously in the agenda, we talked about the Founders Day committee. Had the pleasure of working with yourself and Councilmember Miller. So we wrapped up those interviews, got those approved, or the new members approved tonight. We do have a special meeting for P&Z next Thursday night. But I'll let Councilmember Vosepka give you more detail about that during his report. Thank you.
Thank you, Corey. Joel?
Well, continuing to work on the budget. We've got our meeting on September 9th, so anticipate essentially being wrapped up by then, and any tweaks between then and the end of the year. Met with several businesses recently looking to locate the town, and also existing businesses looking to expand, so that's exciting. We had our health insurance meeting earlier this week. We were in the open enrollment. Our annual safety training for all employees is next week as well. Should wrap up that billboard information next week. We have a meeting on the Public Works roof next week as well. And then staff's kind of commented on some of the other things that we're working on, from planning and zoning to Public Works.
All right, very good. Thank you, Joel. Brian?
All right, so last week, on the 20th, library board met. I gave each of you a copy of the annual report that Marguerite put together. That was presented to Rice County when presenting our budget request. Part of our library budget comes from the county. So that was what was presented, so feel free to peruse that at your leisure. This year we're requesting $33,500 from the county. Marguerite's assuming we'll get 30. It's kind of what we've gotten in years past. Also last Wednesday on the 20th, the junior library board put together a mini golf course within the library, after hours mini golf they called it. So that was kind of cool. Not kind of, it was very cool. The junior library board is really a neat thing that's kind of organically just happened with the library. It's not an official board, that's just what we call it. It's a group of teens, younger teens, tweens, that age group, but they come up with some amazing stuff, and they're super passionate about what they do. Every time I hear about it, it's just super exciting. Upcoming events, September 9th, there's Jigsaw Puzzle Contest at 6:30. October 14th is Decorate a Rubber Duck Contest. So that's, it's a contest, so Chief, Mayor Berg, Joe, get some of your guys. Here's your opportunity to kind of redeem yourselves after the reading.
And pointing that out real quick, sorry, but Chief, you made the handout here, the packet, for your reading time, your story.
You're part of the presentation to the county.
Yeah, see, he one upped you again.
He deserves it.
He do.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the big thing, big event, October 24th is the Halloween party. The Halloween party is always a well-attended event. If anyone has the opportunity to volunteer, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to be there. It's mostly littler kids that come to the Halloween party, and it's just they dress up. They're really excited. There's little games for them. It's super fun. So if you can make the time, go volunteer for the Halloween party. It's really a lot of fun. The library is working on a strategic plan. The last was done in 2018. Part of that will be a community survey that will be coming out in September, probably towards the end. So we'll probably ask members of the council to help spread the word on that when it's available, to get as much participation as we can on that. And that is it for library. The next morning, EDA met. We worked on our budget. Just had some discussion about the small cities development grant that we have. One thing I would ask, if everybody could, just talk to people about that, try to spread some word about that small cities development grant. We got about a year left on it, and, excuse me, we've got, I think, 5 projects either completed or at some level of in the hopper, and we still have a lot of funds left. It's up to what, 25,000, I believe, right?
Correct.
Per household. There are some income limitations to qualify. There's age of the property, right? I believe the specific age window on the properties.
There's no age limit, it's
There's
actually citywide, but there is income guidelines.
The income guidelines.
Yes,
That's the
that are
only-
based on
Yeah.
HUD's income limits.
Sure. And it's, you know, I mean, it's pretty wide open with what people can do, but the one thing we really want to stress here is it's a grant that we got a specific amount. We want to use that money up, because it doesn't look good if we go to apply for other grants and they say, hey, you only used half of what you got last time, why should we give you more? So let's really, if at all possible, please try to spread the word and get people to apply for that. At least, you know, when in doubt, try for it. I mean, it can be anything, windows, siding, roof. I mean, it's pretty wide open with what people can do. Big discussion about the social media marketing at the EDA this month. So the EDA agreed that the social media work that's being done and what we're doing on Facebook and getting the word out is great. The one thing we've also kind of agreed on is we're doing a lot more than just EDA stuff with that. So within our budget discussion, we allocated a smaller amount towards the cost of that. So we're asking that we spread that out, that other departments, I guess, Corey, would you agree that's the best way to say it?
Yes,
Other
Councilmember
parts of the city?
Skirchin, from that meeting, that was a very thorough discussion about where social media should be. The EDA that morning did discuss making a recommendation to remove $3,000 out of the EDA budget into to a department determined by the council.
Right.
And create that total fund for social marketing, and also determine what department the social media is going to be coming out of.
Yeah, so the EDA is essentially saying, we'll pay for about half.
Correct.
And, we really think that it should be a shared cost between EDA and whatever we decide as a council, whether that be administration, whether it be a little bit out of each other department, however we want to do it. So I would assume that'll come up at a future meeting to kind of hammer that out on our end. But that was a big thing where we like what we're doing, but we felt like it's grown beyond the scope of what the EDA is supposed to do. So it's not that EDA doesn't want to be generous and get the word out, it's just that it's outside of the scope of EDA. So, it doesn't feel right to be spending money that should be going towards economic development when it's not an economic development driver. Yeah, so then there was some discussion about a facade rehabilitation grant program. So there's still some ongoing discussion about that. We allocated funds within the revolving loan fund. So essentially, the EDA agrees that there should be a program. What that program looks like is something we still have to determine and figure out. But the program will use $25,000 of what's in the revolving loan fund.
That is correct. There was a motion to recommend to utilize out of the $50,000 revolving loan fund, $25,000 for the facade grant program.
But there is no.
What's gonna happen when a business wants a revolving loan fund for an expansion or to buy a piece of equipment?
There's
Maybe
25.
that's a discussion for the EDA.
Yes,
later.
yes, yeah, and again, that was part of the discussion, because the program itself is still kind of up in the air. I mean, let's call it a loan. Well, if it's a loan, it's just a loan by another name and it's allocated funding. Is it a grant? So the particulars aren't really there, but the idea was, let's pick a number and then work around that to see if we can come up with something. It may lead to nothing and it just stays revolving loan fund. There's a lot of discussion that's yet to be had, but that's what was happening. Really, the idea of this last meeting, when it came to some of the budgetary stuff, was we need to get our numbers in place because we have to get the budget set. That was the focus. The EDA ask is actually going down. It's going to be lower than last year. We're taking a cue from Mr. Dornfeld by trying to get under budget on things, so we're going to just reduce our number. So it's a little bit less than previous years, so you'll see that in the budget presentation. Yeah, so it was a big meeting. That's why I kind of wanted to get into some more detail on that. But that's all I got.
All right, thank you, Brian. Do we want to have kind of like another EDA conversation on the 9th?
I will not be here on the 9th. I mean, you can have the conversation.
Okay.
But it might be useful if we can, I mean, the budget can be presented as is. I think there's nothing within the EDA budget that will be an issue. I think, having the discussion about social media, the EDA paying for it, I guess it's part of what's being proposed in our budget. But I am going to be out that week of the 9th, so I'm going to miss that meeting as well as the council meeting that week.
Okay.
I'm out of the country.
You
All
can
right.
zoom in. No, I'm just kidding.
Doing it live on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll have Wi-Fi, to be honest with you. I'm kind of planning not on having Wi-Fi if
That's
at all
fine.
possible.
Take a break.
Take a break.
All right, Curry?
I don't have anything because we don't meet for parks until the 8th and liquor store in September as well. So I'm short and sweet.
All right. Jamie?
Planning and zoning's having a special meeting on the 4th, which is next Thursday. No, Thursday, not Monday, and it's starting at 7, not 7:45. It is to rezone the property located at 900 Ash Street Northwest from B3 Central Business to a planned unit development, which is all of an apartment facility. If you're not sure where that is, it's between McIntoons and the villages of Lonsdale.
Very good. Scott?
Brian covered in depth the EDA meeting that I completely unexpectedly missed. So I appreciate that. I didn't go back and watch the video and whatnot, and but yeah, that was a very accurate synopsis of the meeting.
All right, had K-Check on Monday. Always enjoy seeing Tom Gotzinger and staff to touch on everything Lonsdale. Met with the daycare center 2 weeks ago, and then again today. Hopefully we can agree on a location and start looking at a purchase agreement rather soon. Had a good discussion with Natalie, our representative from Minnesota Deed. So she'll be scheduling a visit here soon to sit down and discuss where the city is at and where we want to go forward. We kind of have a good representation on that side, and same with Kathy from Rice County EDA. I do want to say something real quick, so Chief, if you could pass this on. I have so many people reaching out to me about our newest officer, William Dopp. William is working for Lonsdale part-time and works with Rice County full-time. He does live here in town, and he's been instrumental in filling in shifts to help our officers from being overworked. He was able to join right away and fit in, and does a phenomenal job. So I want to personally thank William Dopp, or as we call him now, Bill, for helping our police department in a time of need and stepping up to serve your own community. So if you could pass that on to him, that would be appreciated. And then, I had just gotten word today that dispatch truck went under contract. Hopefully the 16 acres in the business park is next, and we can start looking forward to this business that we've been really trying to court here for several months now, and I'm excited for that, and I'm excited for the planning and zoning meeting too, to see a lot of these projects start moving forward. So that's all I have.
Since we're doing kudos, can I just say something real quick? Joe, I wanted to let you know, Michael's doing the gas line work.
Yep.
They're doing a very good job. I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. I get to work from home and I get to see it all day long every day and hear it, but from what I'm seeing, where they've dug, where they've completed, where they filled back in, it looks like they're really being courteous to try and get as close as possible to retaining what was there before. I know it takes time for grass to grow, but I know along, especially on 3rd Avenue, after the water main and reconstruction there were a lot of unhappy homeowners with some of the settling and stuff like that. So it's nice to see that we've got a contractor that's, from what I can see so far, it looks like they're really putting in a lot of effort to make sure that they're doing this job right. So I wanted to pass that along.
I will pass that on to them.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, our upcoming meetings are September 9th, September 11th, September 22nd, and September 25th, all at 7 p.m. So if there isn't anything more to be said, we'll be entertaining a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All right, motion by Miller,
Second.
second by Vasapka. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, we are now adjourned. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you.